The United States is bracing for one of the most significant and wide-ranging weather events of the year. A massive storm system is set to affect nearly 200 million people across the central and eastern United States from this weekend into early next week, bringing a deadly combination of severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, blizzard conditions, and a brutal Arctic plunge. This comes in the wake of a devastating severe weather outbreak that left at least 3 people dead and a trail of damage across the central United States earlier this week. Multiple tornadoes were confirmed, including an EF3 that tracked 36.6 miles from west of Aroma Park, Illinois, to near DeMotte, Indiana, killing an elderly couple in Lake Village, Indiana. The outbreak also produced hail now being investigated for record status in Illinois, with a 6.4-inch hailstone reported in Kankakee, potentially the largest ever recorded in the state. Communities are still recovering from that destruction as an even more powerful system approaches. A powerful storm will rapidly intensify and expand across the central United States from Sunday into Monday, bringing widespread disruptions for millions. Blizzard conditions and high winds are expected in parts of the upper Midwest, while strong thunderstorms, heavy rain, and gusty winds affect areas farther south and east. Yahoo! AccuWeather's chief on-air meteorologist Bernie Rayno warned the storm has the potential to become a bomb cyclone, which occurs when central pressure drops at least 0.71 inches of mercury in 24 hours or less. Yahoo! That kind of rapid intensification would generate an expansive and intense wind field across a large portion of the country. On the severe weather side, the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk of severe weather stretching from northern Louisiana to Indianapolis. A widespread damaging wind event with some tornado threat is likely on late Sunday afternoon through Sunday night from northeast Texas to southwest lower Michigan, with the greatest wind threat from northeast Arkansas and western Tennessee to southern Indiana during the evening and overnight hours. Severe weather outlook. The Mississippi River Valley faces the most elevated tornado risk. Areas near Evansville, Indiana, Mayfield, Kentucky, and Memphis, Tennessee fall within a zone where numerous to widespread damaging winds are forecast. Meteorologists warn that winds exceeding 75 miles per hour are possible with a fast-moving line of thunderstorms. A particularly concerning scenario involves discrete supercells forming ahead of the main storm line. If that happens, the risk of long-track, powerful tornadoes increases substantially. Forecasters currently place the probability of that scenario at roughly 30 to 40%, but the situation will continue to be monitored closely as the storm approaches. By Sunday evening, the line of storms will likely intensify as warm, moist air continues to surge northward from the Gulf of Mexico. The threat extends towards central Illinois during the evening hours. Later Sunday night, embedded circulations within the squall line could produce tornadoes even after dark, a particularly dangerous scenario, as nocturnal tornadoes offer less warning time for residents. Into Monday morning, the severe weather threat continues across Ohio, eastern Kentucky, and eastern Tennessee, with damaging winds and isolated tornadoes still possible. The storms are then expected to push toward the east coast. Severe storms could produce relatively widespread damaging winds and several tornadoes from the Carolinas to Pennsylvania. The Carolinas and Mid-Atlantic are already under enhanced risk designations that were issued days in advance, a rare occurrence that, really underscores the confidence meteorologists have in this event's severity. From Florida to New York, damaging winds remain the primary concern, though isolated tornadoes are not being ruled out as storms move through Monday afternoon. At the same time, an entirely separate but equally dangerous threat is unfolding across the northern tier of the country. A major winter storm is forecast to develop over Wyoming on Saturday before expanding into the northern plains and upper Midwest on Sunday and reaching the Great Lakes by Monday, with heavy snow and blowing snow continuing into early next week. Snowfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour are possible within stronger bands from southern Minnesota to northern Michigan, resulting in widespread totals of 1 to 2 feet. Isolated areas could see even higher amounts, with some locations potentially setting 2-day snowfall records. Blizzard warnings have been issued for portions of South Dakota and Minnesota, where wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour combined with moderate to heavy snow will make travel impossible at times on Sunday. Authorities in affected areas are urging residents to complete any essential travel before the storm arrives. From parts of southern Minnesota into central and northern Wisconsin, far northern lower Michigan, and the upper peninsula, over a foot of snow appears likely. Some areas may see 18 to 24 inches of snow, or, honestly, even locally more. Green Bay, Marquette, and Mackinac Island are among the cities facing the heaviest totals. More than 2 feet of snow could fall across parts of Wisconsin and Michigan through Monday, with more than a foot possible for other parts of the upper Midwest, the northern plains, and New England. This is a storm that will be remembered for years in the communities it hits hardest. Combined, these storms could dump 12 to 24 inches of snow across parts of Wisconsin and Michigan, with some localized totals in the upper peninsula potentially exceeding 3 feet due to lake enhancement effects. Around the same time, the polar vortex is forecast to send frigid air deep into the Midwest and East, with Minneapolis hovering around 0 degrees Fahrenheit for a low, and Chicago dropping into the single digits by Tuesday. Even Atlanta could see temperatures fall into the 20s, and frost is expected to reach as far south as the Gulf Coast. Over 1 million customers were already without power across the United States as of Friday, with the heaviest concentrations of outages in the Midwest and Northeast, particularly Ohio, where more than 636,000 customers were in the dark. Power companies are preparing for additional widespread outages as the second stronger system moves through this weekend. Schools in parts of the Midwest not yet on spring break may close early next week, and those returning from spring break could face significant travel disruptions. Airlines are also expected to experience widespread delays, particularly at major hubs in Minneapolis and Chicago. Residents across the affected regions are urged to prepare now. That means securing emergency supplies, having multiple ways to receive weather alerts, and avoiding unnecessary travel from Sunday through Monday. For those in blizzard warning zones, the message from emergency managers is simple: stay home and stay safe. U.S. Storm Center will continue to monitor this developing situation